Just jump straight into it. It's what I love to see, brother. Professionals at work. Okay, well, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Welcome to Pumpcast, episode one. This is the first official episode. I know we had a trial run yesterday, which was pretty fun, but today is the actual episode one. Today we have with us our co-hosts King and Atrio and our surprise guest Ginger Girl, or as we lovingly call her, Gringos Girl.
They do.
Okay. Uh,
Welcome.
welcome, welcome. Let's see. How about we heard Atrio, we heard King. So Ginger, how about you tell us just a little bit about yourself? Like what got you into Destiny? Got you into gaming as a whole? Give us the lore of Ginger.
All right. So the mysteriousness of me.
Mm-hmm,
Um. So, I started out with Xbox like forever ago. Um, Assassin's Creed, Lara Croft. Um, then I only started with Destiny back in March.
mm-hmm.
My ex was playing it, and so I'm like, I'll
Oof,
give it a try.
drama. Okay.
Right? And then, of course, I turned out to be better than him.
Well, of course, obviously, yeah.
Right? Um, and yeah, I've just been loving the game ever since.
Where did the name Ginger Girl come from?
Um, it's just always been one of my go-to usernames.
Uh huh.
I'm Ginger, I'm a redhead, so
Okay.
just made
Okay.
sense for me.
Yeah, I get you. Understandable. How about you, Atrio? I didn't ask you guys this last time, but how did you guys come up with your names? We'll start off with Atrio, and then we'll go to King.
Uh, it was coming down time to pick a Stadia username, and I just put sounds together. Really is what it came down to. Came up
Really?
with this. Yeah.
You're like you sang the alphabets, and you're like A. Yeah, just stick with A,
I
and
was
then.
like, I like how that sounds. All right. I like how this sounds put together. It works. That doesn't work. It's literally. It was just one evening. It's like, well, what am I gonna write?
Okay. Okay. What about you, King? My boy King
Uh,
Alloy. Okay.
the username King Aloy 17 was
Oh.
actually the original. It was a randomly generated Xbox 360 name that I had,
Uh huh.
and then that Xbox got so poured on it by my younger sister, and then so I got a new Xbox, and then that's where the username King Aloy 18 came
Hmm.
from, and I just kind of stuck with that.
Interesting. Interesting. So are you actually 18,
No, I'm actually 14.
brother? All right. This man
Your
has the
voice is deeper than mine, dude.
yeah. He has the deepest voice known to mankind. You go to the Guinness World Record for deepest voice. Oh look, Flowers, our other co-host, finally decided to join. You're muted, brother.
I'm here.
Okay, well you sound like you're in like a cave. Sound muffled as heck. You okay?
Kind of
Yeah, I'm
see
good. I'm good.
Okay, okay,
guys with
I just
Pennywise.
used a different headphone.
okay, okay. We just finished going around where we got our names from. So where'd you get your name from, my friend?
Dude, you think I signed up for this cute little thing so I'd reveal my deepest secrets? What are you talking about? Where my name came from? That's like part of the mystery of who Flowers is, dude.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, I
Right?
can't.
It's an
I can't
ever
abide
guessing
by that
game
one.
of
I'm
what your
sorry.
gender is.
Mhm.
What?
It's an ever guessing game of is that character a female or a male? You never know just by your
Is
username.
that character a human or a plant? You never know.
Flowers.
How's
Let me.
everybody doing tonight?
We're doing great, actually.
Awesome.
Um, we currently have three people watching us, which is great. So, chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You can ask here in the chat, or you can ask right here where it says Pumpcast questions. We have one that we haven't answered yet, so we'll get to that one in a bit. Syndra contributed 6,000 points already to the community challenge, where Big Speds can no longer use Bastion for a weekend.
Oh, nice. How many do we gotta get?
Uh,
100K, I think is the
100,000,
ticket.
yeah, 100,000 points required in order to. Oh, okay. So Syndra has found a cheat. Okay, I found a hack in the system. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Let's see. Flowers. We didn't hear from you either about what got you into Destiny in gaming as a whole.
Um, that's a solid question. I basically just started with like the whole Stadia reveal, I guess.
Yeah.
At the time, I was definitely like looking to get a Chromecast, and I didn't really have like some other kind of like system that I was playing on. I was like, maybe it'll suck. Who knows? But I still get a Chromecast out of it. I still get like the Destiny 2 thing.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? And it ended up being a lot of fun, and the Stadia service was pretty stable. So
How do you guys? We'll go down the list from with this question. How do you guys all feel about Stadia? We can start off with Atrial and then just go down. Do you? What are the pros and cons in your opinion about Stadia?
Pros and cons. Pros, it works.
Yeah,
First,
obviously,
first
yeah,
of
yeah. That's a
kind,
very good
yeah.
pro.
What a breakthrough. Cons. Destiny is not 4K yet on Stadia.
Really?
No keyboard support for Chromecast.
Mm-hmm.
But Pro, you can play it anywhere.
That's true.
So I would say the pros outweigh the cons.
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
There's only one pro.
I
There's like
definitely
three
agree with
cons, but okay.
that. No, it definitely works for me. It's really really stable. I rarely have issues with it. One of the cons I think for at least Destiny is the lack of crossplay right now.
Yeah,
Um,
the
I
community's so
know like people who
small.
play on Steam,
Hmm.
and that'd be great if we could go with them. We'd have a bigger pool because one of the pros and one of the cons of Destiny 2, it seems, is like I know everybody I'm playing against, and like that's pretty cool. Like, oh yeah, I've seen this person here, I've seen that person there, but at the same time, it's like, oh, there's that same team in comp 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
This is gonna be fun. So yeah.
I believe Alex Brantley said it yesterday, and he said he genuinely feels that he's getting worse at the game because he's just playing with people constantly. I guess that are the same people, which arguably are under his skill level, and he just keeps playing with him. So he just autopilots through all the games and not
Mhm.
really, never really improving on like just skills that he would or muscle memory that he would normally if he was like had to sweat a match for some reason. So I
Right.
definitely feel that there's a pro and there's a con to the whole like having a small community. It's cool because like you know everyone, like you guys are all friends and it's fun. But at the same time, are you really improving when it comes to um your skill level?
Yeah.
That's a question we can get or a topic we can cover at a different time. How about you, Ginger?
Sure. Sure.
What are pros and cons about Stadia for you?
Um, for me, yeah, the smallness is nice and all, but if you are like on the West Coast time, it's very hard for you to get matches
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
night because everybody on the East Coast is already asleep and it's not quite wake up time for the England people.
Unless you're Sindra, this man doesn't sleep. He's. I'll be live at 10 in the morning. He'll do it. He's like the first one to join the streams. I just went live right now. Guess who was the first one to join the stream? Sindra. He's still here.
Wow.
This man doesn't leave stream, so it's. So
Yeah.
yeah. What
I
about
like
you?
that you can play everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hire just told me that they added 4G compatibility, so you can play with 4G now. You don't have to be play on Wi-Fi anymore. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah,
I think
Sintra
that's
says
for
it's 6
Pixel
a.m.
devices.
Well, yeah, I think that's only like it. You can only play on mobile devices if you have a Pixel or Android. So that's the only downside to it. What about you, King?
Eventually they'll roll out.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Uh,
My iPhone is waiting.
I've got nothing but Stadia.
Oh wait, yeah, King doesn't play
I
Stadia.
play PlayStation. Yeah. I mean, like Stadia does sound nice that you can take it anywhere with you because it's not like I'm gonna pack my PlayStation up with me and bring it out to a coffee shop or something and start playing Destiny.
Just chilling with a Starbucks in your hand. Okay, as a PlayStation player that primarily, well, you are pretty much surrounded by Stadia members because you're one of the admins here or the Elite 10. How do you, I guess how to say it, is there any more pros besides just like the ease of use that Stadia has? Like, how many times have you been enticed or pulled or drawn in to actually try Stadia?
Well, when I play with Zen, all I hear him talk about while we're not loading into games and stuff is
I did a brief.
load times,
Mm-hmm.
and the load times do sound nice. But other than that, I don't think I'd really go to Stadia.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question that I am very curious to see what your guys' answer to. How, or let's say, does your family support you guys playing video games, or do they see it as a waste of time and think you should throw away your Stadia device and never use it again? We'll go down the list again. Adriel, we'll start with you, bud.
Um, it's been a while since that was a question. Certainly back when it was, there was a much greater stigma just in general society about video gaming. There weren't things like Twitch that were so prevalent in the news even. Professional streamers making millions of dollars. It was seen just exclusively as a time sink, form of escapism. So
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely not the best perception back then. But now I imagine, at least I hope actually, that's a lot better for individuals that do struggle with that.
What about you, Flowers?
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. I think like back in the day, there was definitely more stigma towards it. It's kind of strange, especially if you were to like spend a lot of time doing it. But nowadays, it's like pretty normal. As long as you like balance out whatever else you need to do, it seems fine.
Mm-hmm. And you, Jen?
Yeah. My mom at least, really likes it. She likes to watch me play whenever she comes to visit. Um, I'm trying to get my brother into it, or at least gaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good at playing Pac-Man at like an arcade machine. He's
That
very
counts.
good at it. I'm impressed with that. I love gaming. I love how it has actually evolved in like day-to-day basis. Because with like even surgeries anymore, it's basically, depending on what you get, it is an advanced form of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like controlling the robotic arms through a controller.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
It's a
don't.
great.
This could just be like my mind playing tricks on me, but I definitely feel that gamers, not totally not being biased here, but gamers have really good hand-eye coordination. I don't know if that's something only I've noticed, or I don't know. I just feel like hand-eye
We're not the
coordination.
only ones, but there have been studies that support that.
Really
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there has been.
interesting.
There's been studies for that in sports, and I think there's also been studies for that in terms of medicine, like surgeons who play games. They like tend to make fewer mistakes. I don't know how strong that data is, but I've definitely seen a few studies floating
Mhm.
around. So
What about you, King? Does your
Uh,
family support or not?
hmm. Honestly, I don't even know at this point, man.
How so or why? Yeah, he's like, they just don't care anymore. They're like, all right, they gave up on trying to get
Yeah.
him
They
off of
gave
it.
up.
Yeah.
Just go up and ask them. I wonder what they'd say.
Yeah. Take us
Uh,
with you. Just go right now.
they'd probably say go to bed or something like that.
Okay, let's see. We'll go ahead and start answering Mystical's questions. Chat, we've only been live for 15 minutes and we're already down to like Mystical's questions. I thought we'd been live for like half an hour. I was like, okay, we're getting there. No, alright. Mystical's asking, where did my Bastion band come from? Well, my friend, that came from Syndra, who we were trying to come up with community events last night, and we came up with two community events. One, if we reach, I think I don't even know how much it is anymore, but I had to get rid of my Titan. Like I had to straight up just delete my Titan. So that's fun. And the next one is that you, my brother, have to not use Bastion for an entire what's it called, weekend, because apparently a lot of people believe you're a crutch on Bastion, and that's why. Okay, the next question he asked was also talk about toxicity in general and what that means to different people. So I guess we can talk about it for Destiny in specific, just because that's the game that we all have in common. Um, how do you feel about the toxicity in Destiny? Do you feel it's a big problem? Do you see it frequently? Is it non-existent for you? How do you feel about teabagging or emoting and all that? We'll start with Ginger to mix things up.
All right. So in certain cases, yes, there's some toxic play. Like whenever the horde came out, that
Don't you
that
tell
got
me that.
pretty toxic for a while. Especially for like hunters who use tether and then throw one of those. Like that was a toxic thing that I came up with. I'm like, maybe I'll use it, but I didn't. Um, so I mean, yeah, it's like people who love their sliding shotguns and all that. It can
Mhm.
get pretty annoying, but hey, if it works,
How do you feel
teabag.
about fusion rifles?
Fusion rifles,
Yeah,
very annoying at times.
very
It's
no.
like,
Okay.
God dang, one shot it again, like,
From sniper range.
or like,
Okay.
mm-hmm,
How do we fix them?
yeah,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I feel like every Pumpcast episode or every time we talk about it, fusion rifles have to be mentioned. Okay. So Jen, how do you feel about like you dying to one of those? I guess you can say toxic or cheesy weapons. Let's say like you just turn the corner and this guy just running at you and shoulder charge you, and then just starts teabagging or emoting on you. How do you feel? Like, do you think that's like fair? Do you get annoyed? Do you think people should not do that? What?
like teabagging, no,
Hmm.
but like if it was like a tough match or something, like neck to neck the whole time, and then like that person came out winning, then yeah, maybe like doing some sort of like dance or something.
But if he's just like crouching in the corner of the shoddy and you just happen to walk by and he just shoots you in the face and then just starts teabagging you. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I'm a little bit biased. I feel like I get teabagged a lot, specifically my own brave. Um, so I'm a huge advocate that Destiny or just I guess gaming as a whole should not have like you should teabag. Like okay, fine. If you want to emo, go ahead. But like, it better be some amazing play that you just pulled off. Like, you better have 360 no scope me from across the map.
With chaperone.
um, then fine, go ahead and emote me. If you outplayed me like really good, go ahead. Like, please teabag me. Like, I'll beg you. Okay, not teabag, emote because teabagging as a whole you shouldn't be able to do that. Or at least you shouldn't. Um, what about you, Flowers? How do you feel about teabagging and emoting and toxicity?
Um, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's that stuff in Destiny, but like, it doesn't really affect me. Like I just think it's kind of funny, I guess.
Hmm.
But um, I don't know. I guess it's like from experience with like sports and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna
Tennis
go up
champion
against
over
people
here.
who are just innately toxic. Um, as for like, I don't know, Destiny in particular. Um, I think that's like a thing in every like shooter, right? There's gonna be some kind of toxicity like that. People are gonna get kind of intense. Um, I don't think it's like particularly bad for like Stadia or anything, unless there's like a few toxic players that you just keep running into. Like that would be a problem with how small the community is.
Hmm.
'Cause you could just keep rematching into those people. I don't know. I think one of the problems with all of that is like kind of how Bungie does like weapon balance.
Yeah.
I think there's like periods where certain weapons are really strong, and that encourages like a lot of use because they might be really easy to use, or they might just be able to do stuff that other weapons can't. And so it can be pretty draining if you just keep getting killed by the same thing over and over again. I mean, I don't have to mention it, but
Yeah.
everybody here is probably thinking of Mountaintop or something like that, or Fusions or something.
Bastion. Yeah.
Yeah,
All of the above.
Mountaintop is my go-to, but yeah, I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I especially on the Stadia community, the fact that we're so small and the fact that there's like a meta here, it's which I feel like this case it's fusion rifles. Fusion rifles are the meta in Stadia, and the fact that we just keep playing against people who main fusion rifles is kind of annoying. So I can't wait for Sunset. What about you,
I
Ishio?
wonder how much of that is like due to how many people are like probably playing on like controller, for example.
Yeah,
So maybe certain weapons are going to be harder to use on controllers, so we don't see as much of that on Stadia. I don't
I
know, something to think about.
yeah, it's definitely yeah. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. My bad. All right,
Yeah.
H.O., we'll go to you, brother. You can.
I think I don't mind it. I don't do it, but I don't mind it. I do wonder where we would all be with toxicity if we had text chat, especially
Oh
text chat that
gosh,
enemy team can
dude,
see.
imagine.
That
Destiny
I
team
think
chat.
would be
Yeah.
amazing. Then in all the worst ways.
Yeah.
Um,
Some people will get
but let me
banned.
ask y'all, when was the last time you teabagged someone? And was it someone you knew or a stranger?
Uh, I can't. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I teabagged someone. Um, it's been a while. It's definitely been a while for me. What about you guys?
I don't teabag, but I know my clanmate does, and I yell at him every single time.
Okay, good, good. Ginger is winning points now on the Deliverance channel because she advocates for a stop of teabagging. What about you, King? Do you teabag or?
I not
He's like, not anymore. Not after today.
Not
no,
after
not
hearing
anymore,
that.
man. You know, no. I usually don't teabag unless I am teabagged first,
Hmm.
but I do the odd time I do teabag Zen when I kill him in a 1v1 because that's pretty rare for me to
Kills Ender.
kill. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're doing a 1v1 and it's like with friends that like you're genuinely good friends, and I mean go ahead, I guess teabag or emo. But if you're like you're gonna go teabag a stranger, like why? I was playing Control yesterday, and just two completely random people. Every time they would kill me, they would go out of the way just to teabag me, and I was so confused because I didn't do anything to them. So I don't know. Teabagging
They
random people
wanted
is
the
kind of
stream clout, obviously.
probably, and part of me wonders like, is it because I've been streaming? Like, is that why now people are gonna teabag me when they kill me, or it's just the has that person just like
That's a thought.
been teabagged too much and he just gotta like fed up with it? So I don't
Like
know.
especially as you get bigger and more people think of you as a Stadia streamer, that might be a thing you run into. I don't know.
Definitely. I'm gonna be getting teabagged every single day. I'll just load in and my own team is teabagging me. What about you, Flowers? When was the last time you teabagged someone?
Uh, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't really teabag people.
He's like, currently, it
Um,
was 2 seconds ago.
yeah,
just
exactly.
just right
The
now.
last game I played, I teabagged everyone. Yeah, that's me for sure,
They're gonna chat's gonna take that out of context and clip that.
dude. Like last time,
You're getting clipped.
toxic flowers.
Toxic Flowers, really. Um. Okay. Uh, Mystical wants to also know about sunsetting. What do you guys think the meta is gonna be once weapons get sunset? I guess we could just open this to anybody whoever wants to say it. I don't. The biggest problem with fusions right now, we're back to fusions because I'm just gonna change the name of the podcast to Fusion Rifles are OP. Um, once Aaron Tail gets sunset, I genuinely don't think there's anything that can take. Uh, Wait, hold up. The chat is saying something. Arrow Pumpkin, when you were playing comp yesterday, and they were bagging you, they were bagging me in comp. Oh yes, Tooth. Tooth was bagging me in comp. I genuinely don't understand why. I just played it, and then it just started getting teabagged. So I don't know what's up with the Stadium community, but they love teabagging me apparently. So what I was saying was Aaron Till gets nerfed. Mountaintop gets sunset, or not nerfed. Sorry, Aaron Till gets sunset. Revoker gets sunset. Mountaintop gets sunset. Like they're definitely still gonna be things that are being used in normal control and all that, but I guess in top tier play, like such as Iron Banner and Trials, you can't really use that anymore. So I think we're gonna see the rise of shotguns and snipers again, um, and maybe that's gonna transform the meta, and that's what's gonna be. I do understand that Bastion is not getting sunset because it's an exotic. I guess Wither Horde is also not getting sunset. Is Truth Teller getting sunset? I don't know if anybody knows if Truth Teller is getting sunset. I think he just got back. I could be wrong. But Truth Teller could take Mountaintop spot. So I'm definitely hoping that we see a rise in shotguns and snipers, which in my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but my opinion take a little bit more skill than fusion rifles and Mountaintop. But what about you guys? What do you guys think? What the meta will be? King, what about you, dude? I guess King, you play on PlayStation, right? So you don't really feel the fusion rifle meta that we do on Stadia.
I still see lots of fusions on PS4, but
We could talk about You could talk about Mountaintop getting sunset and like just Mountaintop going away. What do you think it's gonna be?
I should really like Mountaintop for PvE.
For PVE, it's good. I agree.
Yeah.
I was using it today during a garden run. But
Oh man, I still need to do garden.
oh gosh, you're lacking, brother. Um, what do you think you would use after sunset though? Since your Mountaintop's getting sunset, or I guess you use it for PVE.
I don't use Mountaintop in PvE or in Crucible. I usually run like Revoker and Last Hope.
Revoker Last Hope. Okay, what about Revoker though? Since Revoker's getting sunset, what do you think you'd be running after?
I'm thinking I might. I've got a pretty good roll on Ikellis SR. That sniper.
Yeah, the new Oculus one that just came back.
Yeah, I think I might start running with that a little more and maybe try and get a good spare.
Interesting. Spare rations. I genuinely don't really like hand cannons. I thinking about getting better with them just because Hawkmoon's coming back. Flowers and Jin. I didn't ask you guys this because you guys weren't here yesterday. Did you guys play D1?
I did not know. I've only ever played D2.
Ooh,
I've only played D2 whenever Stadia released. I've never played D1.
dang
Missed
it.
out.
That's very
Although I
unfortunate.
know like a lot of people say Hawkmoon was their favorite weapon or favorite hand cannon or stuff like that.
I'm definitely
That-
excited that Hawkmoon is coming back.
Yeah, I've heard
Shrub
about
was
it
telling
coming.
me that it was going to be a 110 RPM.
So I've been saying a lot of stuff. I don't really know
Oh,
what's
is there
accurate.
is there secret drama going on? Hmm?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just mean like
Yeah.
use a lot of information. I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure what's reliable and what's not though. So
that's fair.
what
They
about you,
said
Jin?
110s as a group or as an archetype are going to get a range buff. So
What is Rage gonna do to a 110 though? Like, come on. Like, I don't. Can we just get all
I don't
110s and
know.
make them 150s, please? How about that? I think that's a perfect buff.
Wait, what do you say?
Let's
Sorry.
just grab all the hand cannons and make them all 150s. I think
Oh yeah, I
that's
guess
the
we could.
best thing to do. What about you, Jin? What have you heard about Hawkmoon and its return?
Honestly, only that it's coming back and that it was a hand cannon. That's all I've really heard.
Really, you haven't heard the stories of Year One
Nope.
Mountaintop or D1 Mountaintop or not Mountaintop? A Hawkmoon. I guess it was the Mountaintop of D1
This man,
when
D1 Mountain.
it was the D1 Mountaintop. You can. It had an exotic perks called Luck in the Chamber, and then what was the other one? Ace or something like that. The point is, random bullets inside the magazine would do bonus damage, and sometimes they could all proc at the same time in one bullet, which would give it the ability to one tap randomly. So like,
Ooh.
yeah, sadly that is going away though, because apparently people don't like the fact that it's completely random. Your lucky shot, that's what it's called. Thank you, chat. So it was lucky shot and luck in the chamber, and then you just combine it all, and then boom, headshot, and then you're dead. It was fun. High impact with quick draw.
I mean,
What are
I
you
guess
talking about?
that's a really quick question if I can ask it. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
what do you guys think of like RNG in a game like Destiny or like another shooter maybe? Do you like RNG? Do you dislike it? Like, what are your thoughts?
Um, I would personally say that RNG uh, in Destiny specific, I feel like it's fine because we've already experienced the Destiny that didn't have RNG. We experienced static rolls, and that was not the best because you're supposed to grind Destiny. The whole reason for Destiny and playing Destiny is you gotta grind that bad boy. You gotta grind the specific roles that you want to keep you playing. And if you're just given the static rows and you know what guns to go for because you know what you're gonna get, then kind of defeats the whole purpose of a looter shooter, in my personal opinion. What about you guys?
I guess like not necessarily the RNG of grinding for a weapon, but like an individual weapon's performance. If there was RNG on that, like how Hawkmoon in the past could get those damage bullets, but you wouldn't know exactly where those are.
I guess we could talk about bloom on hand cannons. I definitely,
Sure,
I think most guns have bloom. I'm not entirely sure though. I
I
definitely know
think
that hand
so.
cannons do.
It's like limited, and I think that's an RNG thing too, right?
Chad is saying that RNGesus is way better than having a stagnant or just static rule set, I guess, in a way. I definitely don't like bloom or just why if I'm on target, if I, like my reticle is right on the person's head, why in the world is my gun gonna purposely make the bullet miss? Like, if I have the ability to aim perfectly, why should I be like I guess punished in a way for having that good aim? Might as well just like aim off screen and then just have like the bloom effect of the hand cannon land on the head, and then just play like that. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of bloom and all that. I don't know about you guys.
I've got no idea what
Um,
bloom is.
So bloom
so
is
you're referring to like as you keep shooting, right?
uh Yeah, bloom. What it does is that we're gonna use hand cannons as an example. Your first shot is gonna be on point, but the longer you're shooting, the larger. I guess we're gonna talk about cones. At the end of the barrel, picture like there's a radius of where the bullets can go in. When you first take the initial shot, it's gonna be on point, like perfectly accurate from where you're aiming. But as you continue to shoot, your reticle or like the circle of from where those bullets can land is gonna get bigger and bigger. In other words, your shots, even if you're like perfectly aiming at the same spot, have a chance of not actually hitting the target because of bloom. I don't know why that's a thing, but apparently it's been a thing since Halo. Our resident Halo expert Atrio can let me know if that's true or not. Um, so
Oh,
I
I always thought I just had bad aim.
well yeah that can definitely be if you have bad aim and then bloom on top of that, that can definitely be a thing. Um, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of RNG in a weapon's performance. I want a weapon to feel consistent. If I miss shots, I want it to be because I miss shots, not because the weapon made me miss shots. In other words, what about you, Jin? Been very quiet.
Um, yeah. Um, so I honestly probably haven't even noticed the bloom if it happens to me. Um,
I guess it's more noticeable with hand cannons, to be honest. You're not really gonna
yeah.
notice it with like auto rifles or like definitely not a fusion rifle.
Yeah, no. Um, I just kind of go with what people tell me that the good rolls are. I'm I just kind of either use the gun, see if I like it. If not, I don't use it. So for the RNG of that aspect of like getting different rolls, it's all great and stuff if you know how to take advantage of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But for like the RNG of like escalation protocol, that if you've got a good EP team, it can make it fun. Like,
That's if you
gonna
got
get
it. That's
who's
even
gonna get the
yeah.
gun this time, or is it gonna take another 10 rounds for you to get that gun? That's the only time RNGesus can be a drag.
I definitely like the Umbral decoder method that they're using now. By the way, Phantom, Jin is Ginger Girl. She's our surprise guest today. Jin, you said it was your birthday today, right?
It is my birthday.
Happy
Guys, we're singing happy
birthday.
birthday.
All right, chat. Is that everybody ready? We're gonna sing happy birthday. Ready?
Try
Flowers.
singing with us.
Flowers. Don't leave me alone. Okay, I'm actually gonna do it. So don't leave me alone, brother. All right. One, two, three. Happy birthday to Flowers muted himself. All right, that's enough of that. Oh.
Thank you.
Unfortunate. That's funny. Flowers like leaves the Discord chat as I start singing. Doesn't return.
Pumpkin,
What's up?
pumpkin starts singing, and then flowers just goes.
Oh, did he leave?
What?
I couldn't hear the noise. Unfortunate. I can't hear the noise. All I just saw you is disappear. Dang it.
Happy birthday, Ginger.
Thank you. Flash.
Chat is also, in fact, wishing you happy birthdays.
This is so cute.
Now, back to the toxicity stuff that we're talking about. Well, not toxicity, but just like RNG.
Pumpkin's like, I don't want any of this cute shit anymore.
This is pumpcast. It's not flowers cast. Anyways. So, I don't know. I definitely RNG. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Hawkmoon. As long as it keeps the same, like, look and sound, I'm happy. Just don't change that. Okay, fine. Even if you make it a 110, I guess it'll be interesting. But let's see. Any more questions? Atrio, I don't think you answered. Correct? You didn't answer what your thoughts were on RNG. Hello, Atrio.
Says nothing.
Atrio's gone. Atrio's left.
Oh no.
He's left the party. Oh, he's back. He's something going on. Hello, Atrio. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on while he takes care of whatever's going on. Chat, if you guys have any questions, like I said, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat there, or you can come to the Discord server and type it under Pumpcast questions, just like Brave did and Mystical and all these people. So we'll go ahead and do Brave's question. This was specifically asked to me, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it to you guys as well. Will you ever turn to a fusion slash mountaintop crutch if it gets too far? In other words, let's say it's just used constantly. Would you ever consider using it? A bastion or a fusion or a mountaintop? We can go with King.
I haven't used Mountaintop in Crucible for a long time. I don't like fusions that much.
Mm-hmm. So let's say like you run into a 6 stack, right? Let's pretend I'm Iron Banner for some reason, and they're all running Mountaintop. Would you put one on?
Nah, just pull my ghost out and hold triangle.
You would back out so fast. What about you, Jin?
Nope it out of there.
Would you ever get so frustrated to a point where you put on a fusion or a mountaintop?
For me, myself, well, one, I don't even have mountaintop.
Unfortunate.
So no on that. But for a fusion, the only time I would use one is if like it was required for the Banner bounty.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, probably not.
And you, Flowers? Would you ever get so tilted where you put one on?
You know I'm Toxicity Incarnate, so
Yeah, this new name is Toxic Flowers.
Yeah. No, I don't think I would. Like I've messed around with like fusions or mountaintops or whatever, and it just doesn't feel cool when I do well with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of feel dirty. I'm like, wow, so this is what Toxic Flowers looks like. So
My man goes all black shaders.
Yeah. On top of that, too, like, I think if the meta was pushed in a way where even more people were running Mountaintop or Fusions, I probably just wouldn't play that much, to be honest. Or I might just do, like, PvE stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that I'm not able to counter it with, like, other weapons. Yeah.
Is Atrial back? Maybe? No. Okay, it's not looking like he's back. I believe chat said something real quick. I guess not really. Most of you guys play D1, so we can't really talk about that. Have you guys heard how Hawkmoon sounds?
Yes.
No.
No. Flowers, have you?
Wait, does it sound like a bird?
It might as well be a bird, brother, because this thing is...
Dude, I'm using this gun. Let's go.
I wish I could show you what it sounded like. I don't know. Are you guys watching the stream by any chance? Because I can play it for the stream. I was about to Google Pumpcast. Hawk Moon sound. Here we go. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna mute this. So chat, here you go. This is what the bad boy sounds like. I'm gonna get an ad. Watch. I knew it.
Is that what your back is saying right now?
Second.
Roll away the pain on.
Second. Okay, here we go.
Hey there, Guardians. Scan here at
Okay, I don't-
Hawkmoon. I'll know that, but now we can.
And that little like ting sound was the what's it called?
Lucky shot.
Yeah, the lucky shot. That thing sounds like you're slapping someone in the face with like a crowbar every time you fire the trigger. It is insane. I love the sound of that gun so much. You don't understand. That's probably my favorite weapons. Absolute levels, what did you say? Why are fusions considered a crutch? In my personal opinion, there's a certain skill gap when it comes to fusions, whether it be knowing your range and timing, such as when to charge it, not including air intel. I guess all the problems that I specifically have with fusion rifles would probably just be air intel. Maybe Bastion now. All my anger towards fusion rifles are just coming from Arantel, to be honest. I don't really notice it with like any other fusion besides that one. Um, I don't know. Chat is talking about what their D1 exotics were. What was your okay? We'll go down the list. What was your guys' first exotics in D2? We can go. We'll start with King and then we'll go up, I guess.
Alright. Fighting Lion. Actually,
I
my
agree
first
levels.
my first exotic ever was Fighting Lion, and then my first ever exotic engram drop was Fighting Lion.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fighting a lion. I actually don't remember what my first exotic was. I wish there was a way to check what your first exotic uh, thing was. I will never forget my D1 first exotic. It was the Might of Multi-Tool, so we'll hope that that counts.
My first D1 exotic was I think it was a quest exotic, the Kvastov.
The Kavavstov? How was the
Yeah.
Kavavstov your first exotic? For those
I
of you who
was-
don't
I
know,
was- I was
oh, I guess
really-
new light players can get Kavavstov now. Yeah, Kavavstov is a white weapon that you got in the beginning of the D1, like the second you spawned in or lured up into the game.
Dismantled it. It gave you a quest for, or once you complete Iron Banner, gave you the Iron Banner campaign. I forget what it's called. And you got a quest. The thing that you gave to Shiro.
Well, hello. Chat just reminded me of something. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. D2 gave you the choice between three exotics the second, like, you progressed a little bit of the campaign. What was it? It was Graviton Lance, Risk Runner, and Sunshot.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so technically that's those one of those three was everybody's first exotics.
I think mine was Earthburner.
Really, you picked up Risk Runner? Interesting. I think I sorry, go.
I think I picked Sunshot.
I'm fairly certain I picked up Graviton Lance. What about you, Flowers?
I'm sorry, I missed the question. I heard stuff about exotics, but what was the actual question?
Out of the first three exotics that Destiny 2 let you choose, which was Sunshot, Risk Runner, and Graviton Lance, which one was the one you picked?
Oh man, that was a while ago. I think I picked Sunshot out of all of them. Again, hand cannon. I like hand cannons. I think they're fun.
You're a resident
Sunshot was
Sunshot
cool, too.
expert, aren't you? Because my boy mains. Oh wait, no, that's Spoke. Just kidding. Awkward. Oh wait, no. Was it? No, you main Ace of Spades. My bad.
Yeah, a while ago. That was
Yeah.
my go-to.
I don't actually have any more questions. And Asia does not seem to be back. So, do you guys have any questions? You, as in the people who are in the Discord with me. Do you guys have any questions that you would like to know about each other? You can go ahead and ask those.
So yeah, I've got one for you, Pumpkin.
Okay, go ahead.
Where'd you get your username from?
Where did I get my username from? I got Rogue Pumpkin from very similar to you, King. It was my Xbox gamer tag. It was the randomly generated Xbox gamer tag. It just straight up gave it to me, and like here we are, maybe 14 years later, still using it. So, yeah, not really a lot of fancy stuff, but here we are, Rogue Pumpkin. Any more questions? I think that might be it for the first episode, guys. Do you guys have any questions for our members chat?
I don't have any questions myself really, but I noticed that chat is talking a lot about fusions, and I know Rogue wants to eliminate all fusions and fusion users from the Earth.
Uh-huh.
So that could definitely be its own like episode or cast, I guess, pumpcast.
We were talking yesterday with Spandex and
Mm-hmm.
Alex Friendly, or maybe it was the day before. I'm not entirely sure. We
That
were
was
talking.
yesterday.
It was yesterday. Okay, we were talking about just straight up making all fusion rifles heavy weapons. What are your thoughts, chat? What do you guys think about making all fusions heavy weapons? Yes or no? I personally say it's fine. Just saying. What about you guys in the
It would be an interesting concept. I mean, it's just like the how some people were rocking like 3 different shotties or 3 different bows. Because I mean, you're never gonna use Leviathan's breath.
honestly never.
I like Leviathan's breath.
I guess that's another
I think
question
it's
that we
an
can.
interesting idea. Um, I guess like I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's like why fusions instead of like shotguns, or why fusions instead of snipers. I guess that would be my next question for that. I know like fusions are like well hated and stuff, but I guess that would be my question.
I asked the same question to chat. Should
Mhm.
all fusions be turned into heavy weapons? And so far, it looks like, well, we have 4 people say yes, and 0 people say no. So Bungie, if you're listening, get on that. Make them all heavy weapons again.
I see Brave Gamer saying the fact that Bungie even made weapons like fusion and mountaintop, dude. I know where you're coming from.
Definitely. What would you guys say is your favorite exotic in the game at the moment? We have like around 9 minutes left, so we're gonna start wrapping it up soon. What would you guys say your favorite exotic is?
Can I go first here? I'm about to head out anyway, so
Okay,
um,
go ahead.
I guess for like primaries, I would say like Ace of Spades, obviously, because I've used it the most, and it's just a really cool weapon. The story behind it's like really cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as for like other exotics, I use a lot. I don't really use too many. I enjoyed using like Black Talon and stuff because I just think an exotic sword that like fires projectiles is super cool. Um, and then the other heavy one that I really liked that I don't think is getting as much love as it should is Deathbringer, um,
I
which is a
agree.
really
I
cool
agree.
weapon.
Yeah.
I think it actually has like utility in PvP for memes.
Oh, it's
Like
hilarious
it's
in
just amazing
PvP. They just
watching
don't
it track
expect
somebody.
it to like. Yeah, it's funny. It's like
And I think like if they do get a catalyst for it, or if they buff it, it could be like really really viable in PvE.
yeah.
So I like that weapon a lot. Um, yeah, it's been fun. I hope you guys have a good rest of the pumpcast.
You too, man. Thank
For
you
joining and
for
asking
joining.
questions. Yeah, I wish you guys the best. I'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
Have a have a good night, Flowers.
Thanks, you too.
What about you, Jen? What's your favorite exotic?
My favorite exotic is Vigilance Wing. At least for PvP,
Really?
that's like my go-to weapon. But I really like
Why Vigilance
Worldline
Wing?
Zero. Why Vigilance Wing?
Yeah.
Um, I just started using it one day, probably because of a bounty or something, and I just really liked it.
Very
And I also like
interesting.
the look of a gun.
Okay, yeah, I
Worldline
guess
Zero.
it is actually really good. You can two tap someone fairly easily with Vigilance Wing. It's very sticky too. What about you, King? What's your favorite exotic in the game?
My favorite exotic so far would, well, recently it'd probably be Chaperone. I've
Really,
been having
Chaperone?
quite a bit of, I've been having quite a bit of fun with that. I picked it up in a private match against Zen, and got a couple kills on him, and was having quite a bit of fun with it. I also really like um, Witherhoard.
Witherhoard's honestly a
Just
really
such,
fun thing to use.
yeah, yeah. That's my two favorite exotics so far.
I would say my favorite, absolute favorite exotic is gonna have to be. I'm gonna go Mida. Me and Mida just go way back. I love Mida. It's an amazing weapon. If you guys haven't tried it on like Widow's Court or those long range maps, oof, you don't know what you're missing out on. Like those maps actually let Scout Rifle shine the way they're supposed to. A close second would be Graviton Lance. I don't know what it is about Graviton Lance. I just love the sound. I love the look, especially if you have that one ornament that's like adds a little moon to it, and then like it's just a really nice looking gun, well made. I think that's it though. I think we're done. Atrio, are you back yet? No, that's a no. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up Pumpcast episode 1 then. Thank you everyone for joining. We've had 12 people pretty much around the entire time, and they've been talking about how broken fusion rifles are. They've been debating about fusion rifles literally the entire time. So it's very funny. I want to give a shout out to Ginger Girl for being a surprise guest. Thank you for coming onto the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
I want to thank the chat for being here. We gained a 13th viewer, so thank you guys who just showed up right now. King and Atrio, although Atrio had some problems with his mic towards the end of the stream, or like halfway through the stream, I definitely enjoy your guys' company. Thank you for being the co-hosts. You all are amazing. Greatly appreciated. You too, Flowers. I don't know if you're still on the stream, but you too. Dizzy, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. And yes, I think that's it. Chat, thank you for being amazing. I think I've thanked chat like 3 times already, so I gotta stop. I gotta end the stream before I like thank them a 4th time. All right, guys. We are gonna be doing Pumpcast episodes every Saturday. Yeah, every Saturday from what do we say? From 5 p.m. Pacific time to 6 p.m. Pacific time. In other words,
I think so.
yeah. So that's when we're gonna be doing the Pumpcast episodes. I just did it today, or we decided to do it today to give the like recognition it deserves, so people can already start getting ready. I know a lot of people are gonna be doing trials. It's okay. It's okay. Just you can definitely come in, hang out, and just have the stream running or the Pumpcast episode just running in the back while you're doing anything. So thank you all for watching, and have a good one. Good night, guys.